Okay, so this is like my second time trying to tape this. Maybe I'm gonna have to start videotaping at home. It's too loud here. So anyway, the first video, I left you at this point right here, okay? 0.1 means 1/10, 0.14 means 14 hundredths, right? Because this is 4, the digits end in the hundredth spot. This is 4 hundredths, okay? Here, this number out front is a whole number, 234 thousandths, okay? Really itty bitty. Now we're gonna talk about what if I am rounding to the tenths. So I have 3.24. If I'm rounding to the tenths, I know from up here that the tenths is the first number after the decimal. So I'm rounding to the tenths, that 2. So let me get this a little closer. There we go. So I look at the number next to it. And here's the rule. If it's 4 or less, okay, then that number stays the same. If the next number is 5 or more, then that number goes up, okay? So I'm looking at the 2, and I look at, and that's where I'm rounding to the 2, the 10th spot, and I look at the number next to it, and it's a 4, and I say, is 4 the same, or is the number gonna go up? 4 or less, the number stays the same. So that 2 is gonna stay the same. So this is going to be approximately 3.2, okay? 3.2. This symbol, I'm not sure if you've seen it before. A lot of kids said they hadn't. This means approximately equal to, because 3.24 is not equal to 3.2. It's kind of equal, right? Kind of equal, okay? Approximately equal to. Let's try another one. 16.875 is approximately equal to, and I'm rounding to the tenths. Here's the tenths. So I look at the number next to it, and it's a 7. 4 or less, 5 or more. 7 is 5 or more, so that number goes up 1. So this 8 is going to go up 1. So it's going to be 16.9. Now, once you round to the tenths, all the numbers after it, no matter how many numbers come after it, they just kind of fall away. It's just an easier way of looking at the number. Let's do a harder one. 26.98 is approximately equal to, rounding to the tenths. The tenths is here. This 8, I look and I say 4 or less. Nope, 5 or more goes up. Oh, but look. When this 9 goes up to a 10, I can't put a 10 in that spot. So I'm going to have to put the 10 like this. Okay, it's going to have to take up 2 spots. So this 26 and the 1, that's 27, and now I've got 0.0. Okay, that tenths is nothing. That 1 actually went over here. Okay. Now, you may have to round to the hundredths. And let's take a look at that. Now, here is something, this makes common sense, and once I tell you, it'll, you'll go, oh yeah, duh. But it's sometimes hard for kids to remember. When you are dealing with money and they don't tell you to round, you always round to the hundredths. So I want you to write that down. Always round to the hundredths with money, okay? Always round to the hundredths with money. Because if you go into a store, you don't say, oh, that box of cereal costs $4.5. No, it would be $4.50. You'd see the 0 afterwards. Okay, so there's always going to be 2 numbers after the decimal. And this was kind of interesting today. We talked about this. Do you guys know what coin this would be? If I said I had $0.01, is that a penny, nickel, dime, or quarter? It's a penny, because that's 1 out of 100. That's 1/100th. So this is a penny, okay? And if I do this, same numbers, just in different placeholders, this is 0.10. I still put the 0. That lets me know it's 10 cents, and that's a dime. Okay, so I want to make sure that you guys remember that. Now, let's round to the hundreds. We're going to do one with money. You might be doing some work and get an answer that comes out to this, 23.865. And we know that doesn't make sense. That's not how we do our dollar system. We need to round to the hundreds. So I look at this 5 and I look at the rules. This is 5 or more. The number goes up, so that 8's going to go, 5 or more. So this 6 is going to go up. So this is going to be approximately $23.87. Okay? And even if it doesn't have money, 3.64214. On your homework tonight or today, you are going to have where they just say round to the hundreds. Here's the hundredth spot. I look at the number next to it. It's a 2. That's 4 or less, so that number stays the same. So that 4 stays the same. I'm going to round this to 3.64, and everything after that just falls away. Okay? Now, what if we're going to go to the back and take some more notes. Round, you might get, or you will get on your homework, round to the whole number. Okay? You're going to get round to the whole number. Now, when I round to the whole number, remember, looking at this side, whole numbers are on the left-hand side of the decimals. So we're just basically saying round to ones, to the one spot. So we could just say round to one spot. Okay? If it makes it easier, you can remember it that way. Round to the one spot. Okay? So, let's go ahead and try one. 6.436. Round to the whole number. That's the one spot here. So I'm going to do the same thing. Look at the number next to it. That's a 4. 4 or less stays the same. So this is approximately 6. Okay. Here's another one. 394.8. Okay, I'm still rounding to the ones. When I round to a whole number, I'm rounding to the ones. And this, go to the number next to it. This 8 is 5 or more, so this is going to go up. So it's approximately 395. Okay. Now, I know some of you may have already gotten on it, and I hope you figured it out. If not, I want to explain it. The number line, I want you to understand that with decimals. And this would have been in your ALEKS perhaps today, if you got that far. I want you to see what a decimal looks like on a number line. So if I have 1 here and 2 here, in between, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, 9 hash marks, but there's 10 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spaces. And what if I put a dot here? What does this number represent? Well, we know it's more than 1, so the 1 is a whole number. And we can say 1, 2, 3. That's 3 out of 10 spots. So that would be 1.3. Okay, so you need to be able to see that. The other thing you're going to need to do is be able to order decimals. Order decimals. Put them in the right order. Okay, so we're going to take these decimals and put them in the right order. 3.24, 3.42, 2.98, and 3.2. And I want to put them in order from least to greatest. I think I had already told you guys when the video actually shut off, but guys, if I go too fast, just pause the video. You may have to back it up. I have learned so much from YouTube on how to do like a lot of like slip and slide and all these kinds of things that I have to do. Google Slides, Google Docs, Google Classroom. I mean, I just get on YouTube channels or a YouTube video and I'll just stop it and I'll try to do it. And then I'll back it up and listen to it again. And that's what I expect you to do with these videos, okay? So if we are putting these decimals in order from least to greatest, I'm first looking at the whole numbers, the numbers to the left of the decimal, and I'm going to see if there anything that's obviously the smallest. So I say, okay, there's 3, 3, 2, 3. Obviously, 2 is smaller than any of these 3, so we're going to say 2.98 is the smallest, okay? Now we're playing like war, okay? You guys ever play war with a deck of cards? I used to play with my grandma. And you flip up a card, and if yours is bigger than theirs, you get their cards. Or you flip up a 2, and grandma flips up a 2, and it's like, oh, war! And you flip up another card and another card. And what if those 2 are equal? Every once in a while it would happen, and it was double war. That's kind of what you're doing. When there's a tie, you got to keep moving on to see who wins. So I know right now there's a tie, 3, 3, 3. So I'm going to move on to the next digit. The next digit is 2/10, 4/10, 2/10. Well, I know the 2s are smaller, but that's a double war. I got to go on to the next number. So after, I know this is bigger. So I'm going to go to these, and I got, okay, I went to the 3, went to the 2. Now it's double war, so I'm going to 4 and nothing. What's smaller, 4 or nothing? Well, obviously nothing is smaller. So my next one is 3.2. And then obviously 3.24 is the next one. And the biggest number is 3.42. Okay? We're almost there. I've got one more thing. And this is just something to remember. And this is going to mean something to you Wednesday when we start adding and subtracting decimals. But I want you to remember, if there's a decimal at the end of a number and no numbers after the decimal, there's no decimal numbers, it's just a decimal, I don't really need it. It's insignificant. When you were in elementary and you're in 2nd grade and you got a math worksheet and it said 12 plus 6, did they say 12 decimal plus 6 decimal? No, because they were whole numbers. You didn't need those decimals, okay? Same thing is if you have a number and there's no decimal, and this is what's going to happen Wednesday. There's no decimal. And I say you need to add a decimal. Where does that decimal go? It always goes to the end, okay? These mean the same. These mean the same. Okay, so I hope that you can look through all of this and you're able to do your assignment. I'm looking forward to getting some great work back from you. It is due today, Tuesday, so you need to make sure that you're getting it done. Okay, and if it's not turned into me by the time I walk into the classroom Wednesday morning, which is about 7, it's considered late. You can still turn it in, but it's late. So please, please, please do your job. Get it done in time, turned in time. Okay, hey, until later. Bye, peeps.